With the recent Starfighter game mode addition to Star Wars Battlefront 2 single player, a lot of people have been wondering what happened to the large-scale game mode for offline Dennis Bronveld, the lead designer for Battlefront 2, teased back in early February. On the official Battlefront 2 forums, during DICE's first ever QA session for Battlefront 2, Dennis Bronveld teased that him and his team were working on a large-scale game mode for offline that would include troopers and vehicles. Since then, we haven't heard any more news on this game mode. It's pretty clear that the team of developers working on Battlefront 2 has been greatly reduced. They've likely been pulled from Battlefront to work on other titles such as DICE's new Battlefield game and EA's Anthem. If you remember back before Battlefront 2 initially released, a leaker known as some_info out on Reddit told us that both Obi-Wan and General Grievous were being worked on for the game, along with the game mode for offline that would be similar to Skirmish from Battlefront 2015. In fact, some_info even said that Geonosis was going to be in the game in a later DLC. Regarding Skirmish though, some_info said that we would see the new Skirmish game mode for offline in either March or April. And in February of this year, Dennis teased us about a new game mode coming for offline with larger scale battles. It's unclear as to what exactly happened at DICE internally, but it appears that everything DICE was working on got pushed back. I'm almost positive we were supposed to see Clone Wars content in the first quarter of 2018, primarily because of the teasers for Clone Wars content by the developers, and we were likely going to see the new large-scale game mode for arcade in the allotted time some_ gave us, which is backed by Dennis's response in February about it. But as I stated, either the devs were ahead of themselves or something happened within the company to put a major setback on things. To furthermore discuss this topic, DICE sent out a poll shortly after the Last Jedi DLC that asked players what they wanted to see make its way into the game. A few of these options were Starfighter Assault Offline and a Galactic Conquest styled game mode. Well, many months later, we are just now seeing these things start to take form. We got confirmation that the Starfighter arcade game mode will become more like Starfighter Assault Offline in the future at some point. For Conquest, we officially have a new large-scale game mode coming to multiplayer. However, it hasn't been confirmed if this game mode will be playable offline. But I do have a feeling that the large-scale game mode that Dennis teased for offline has not been scrapped, but rather delayed just like everything else. My speculation is that literally everything DICE had planned for post-launch content has been delayed and they are strictly focusing on multiplayer-related things at the moment. During the development on the new progression system, Dennis originally stated that arcade was a priority for the team, and it's likely he was referring to the large-scale game mode for offline. But whatever happened internally really put a setback on DICE, and now we're receiving everything we were supposed to get months ago, way later than sooner. My guess is that we'll either see it around the same time the large-scale game mode for multiplayer surfaces, or a few months afterwards. But my guess is that they'll be completely separate, since DICE will likely be focused on trying to keep their player base online for a while due to all the mishaps for Battlefront 2 has faced since release. Rest assured, I do feel like DICE is doing all they can to make this the best Battlefront game for both online and offline fans alike, despite the limitations placed on them by either EA, Disney, or whatever corporate leash holder has a choke on DICE. I think Battlefront 2 desperately needs a large-scale objective-based game mode for offline currently. The developers working on Battlefront 2 said that offline would be just as important as online, but it appears both sides are really lacking as far as post-launch content. I suppose all we can really do is be patient, and hope we receive more word on the large-scale game mode for offline relatively soon, trademark. If you guys like the video, remember to comment and like the video if you want to see more videos similar to this. Until then, peace out.